Welcome to Actors 2020 Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Keatth, and today we have a very special, amazing guest. His name is McGregory Frederique. He's only been on the acting scene for a couple of years, and he has amassed an amazing amount of credits. Let's give McGregory a call and let's see what he has to offer you. And here we go.
Hello?
Hello, McGregory. It's Johnny Keatth from Actors 2020 Podcast. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you, man?
Awesome. So what made you even want to get in this crazy business of entertainment in the first place?
Well, I was coming from Brazil on a vacation, and I received a text message from Casting 360.
Okay.
They wanted to see if I was interested in the company to use their service for $1.79. I thought it was a scam at first, but, I paid the $1.79, and then from there they signed me up for 14 days.
Okay.
And the next thing you know, everything started happening. My first background work was with Adam Sandler and Chris Rock the week of. That came out last year. That was pretty awesome.
How was Adam Sandler or Chris Rock in person, whether you interacted with them or not? Like, how were they? Were they nice? Did they treat other people nice?
Yes, Adam Sandler came from the back. The scene I was sitting was in the church. He came from the back, and he said hello to everyone. I was like, oh, snap, that's Adam Sandler. It was like 500 extras. I actually took off work that day. To be on set, it was pretty cool, man. It was a life experience.
That's all right. So who in the movie industry inspires you? Like, who's your real model?
Man, that's a tough question. but honestly, I have to say Denzel Washington.
Yeah, awesome.
Denzel Washington is one of the guys I actually love looking at their movies and stuff. So
yeah, he's awesome. So you grew up in Elmont, New York. Is that true?
I grew up in Harlem, but moved to Long Island and Elmont.
You didn't have the acting bug or anything back then. You weren't even thinking about it back then. You were just a normal kid, just going to school.
Just normal kid going to school, just running around and stuff. They didn't know nothing about acting at all.
It seems like you've amassed an amazing amount of credits just in like 2 or 3 years.
No. I've been acting at least for a year and a couple of months, like a year, 4 or 5 months now.
Wow, even less, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're out there hustling. So how do you get all your gigs? I mean, is it just through backstage? I mean, I'm sure backstage is just one little element of it, but how do you get all your gigs?
Well, no, backstage is probably at the time most of my gigs because I had an agency. I had to fire them, honestly, last December because they weren't doing their jobs. So from there, I started doing things on my own. And then another thing, so I found out that Facebook had their own little thing as well called New York Casting. So I definitely, because somebody had talked about that a long time ago, I actually researched it, and it's amazing. There's a lot of gigs there too as well.
Yeah, people overlook that. I've had my first interview was an actress, Celine Silver. She says, I average 30 auditions a month. And she was the first person who said exactly what you just said. Facebook, a lot of actors glaze that over, and there's some work there to be had if you know how to go out there and hustle. So that's awesome. So it sounds like you definitely got the party goer and the businessman thing down when you started out. I love that bit you were on that Stevie Appleton video where you played the businessman in the back of that car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. I was like watching you. It looked like you started to sing the song, and they like cut you right out. Like, you're not stealing the scene, bro.
No, it was good to work with him, though. I didn't even know I was working until I got on set, and we did that shoot probably in a weekday when everybody was not out. It was not heavy traffic. We did it back in a cab, and it had lights on the side of the doors. It was awesome, man.
How do you get that gig? Backstage as well?
Think so. They selected me, and I was happy about that.
Okay, so on this television series Rock Island, so you did some stunt work on there. You weren't in front of the camera at all. You were just doing stunt work on that. And that was your first credit?
Yeah, that was my first IMDb credit. Yes, in 2017. That was something I was really excited about. I really got to give a shout out to Robin Miller. She took a chance on me, and that was my first time actually doing work on a show like that, doing the stunt work. It's pretty cool. It was pretty awesome. I'm grateful for it.
How are you in such amazing shape? I saw some of your pictures online. It's like you have zero body fat. I mean, you got the six pack, you got the chest. I mean, how is that? Is it you just genetically blessed, or
no.
What do you do?
No, I work out a lot now. I work out from probably Monday through Thursday or Friday because I used to go out to the gym like every single day, Monday through Sunday. When you start the gym, they tell you have to go every day. So that's what I did, and then I started seeing the difference in my body. Even my mom told me, like, "Oh, you started looking different." And people come up to me in the gym like, "Oh, you look different now." I was like, "Wow!"
Uh-huh.
And you don't even notice it. People do.
Yep, because you see yourself every single day, so you don't know.
Exactly.
I know, because me and my wife, we've been married 20 years. We like, hey, we still look the same. Then we look at pictures. We're like, man, look at all the wrinkles. And that picture's 5 years old. What the hell do I look like now? You know?
Wow.
It's so funny. All right, so you're also an author. You wrote a book called The Spoken Truth. Where did that come from? How did you get that insight about relationships?
I was going through a breakup. I was going through so much pain, so I decided to start writing. And then from there, I was like, oh, I'm actually writing a book. I started putting the book together. And then from there, I was just, I called it. I was like, I'm just going to call it The Spoken Truth. I was in college at then. So, and it was my purpose. It was just like, I had to finish this book because a lot of people asked me, like, when you coming out with the book? And then when the book finally came out, people started inboxing me saying, oh, I actually wrote a book. I'm so proud of you. It's 5 stars on Amazon, 5 stars on iTunes, iBooks, Google, all the places. That's where I'm happy that I did. I have another book called Art on the Spine. It's a children's book. Still trying to, get it together so you can come out for the kids, probably get an app for it, probably a TV show down the line. Just, the actors thing is just have my full schedule. It's just crazy.
I love that thing you did called The Secret Santa, where you were the Secret Santa for your mom.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was happy to do that. My mom was shocked when she came through that door. She was when I came through that door, she was like, what are you doing here? Yeah, that was pretty awesome to have that. And then they promoted me. That was cool.
So that was for real? She didn't know anything about it, huh?
She didn't know it at all. That was for real.
Yeah, that was nice. You brought her the flowers and everything. That was pretty sweet.
I'm going to watch that again.
Yeah, I also like the that little March Madness thing you did. You didn't have any lines in it, but your reaction was priceless. Employee guy was like in your face, and you turned around like, oh man, that's like acting without saying word.
No, that was funny too. That was pretty cool.
So you have a saying that says, once you get serious in life, you start to lose a lot of friends. What does that mean?
It means that when you start thinking about your goals and your dreams and everything else, people around you start to lose them because they're not where you were. You understand me? They think that you're probably better than them, or they're not focused as you. They think that you're losing them, or they're losing you after the day. So when you start getting serious, you want to start doing things for yourself, people around you will start like thinking like, oh, this guy don't want to hang around with us no more because now he's on another level.
Mm-hmm. Well, people are not meant to be in your life forever. They can either move up with you or you got to move on.
It's called growth.
Yeah, there you go. That's true. Back to summing up your book. I mean, I think you said it in about 3 words. It's all about commitment,
yes,
communication, and compromise.
Yes.
Pretty ballsy of you to sit there and write a book telling about you. You're sharing you in there. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, thanks, man. It took a lot, and I'm happy that everything I went through,
A couple of ways that you've made it. Do you have a stalker that's out there that's like copycatting you?
There's a lot of people that actually do copy me because I noticed a lot of things like people start hitting the gym, started becoming actors now. They started doing things I start doing. But I don't say anything because to show people like, oh, this guy's doing it. Let me try to do it. If you want to copy me, then hey, be my guest. But it might not work out for you because you're not me at the end of the day,
That's true. So on that one video, I think it was called Kidsplaining, where you had a child that was interviewing you. That was pretty interesting.
I got to give a shout out to Ashton Kutcher, man. Ashton Kutcher is one of the dopest guys in this world. Because the people have honestly had called me, say, hey, listen, Ashton Kutcher is going to put the video on his page. I thought there was gas in it. So there was like, I waited, and then after a week later, I think they wrote me like, hey, it seemed like Ashton Kutcher released the video on his page. I was like, you lying. So I went to check on them. I'm like, holy snap, I'm on Ashton Kutcher's page? Holy smoke, people were emailing me, texting me. I was like, wow. He said I had the best video, so he put it on his page. Like I said, he didn't have to do that. But he see that, the chemistry with me and the kid was real and it was funny.
Well, it's got 160,000 views. Pretty popular.
Yeah. They actually called me a couple of months ago. They said they're going to put the video on the ABC Hidden Camera Show, something like that. So they wanted my approval. So that might be coming out this year, too. It might be in the show on ABC later on this year.
So you weren't playing a character. Was that truthful, everything you were talking about on that interview?
Everything is true, man.
Well, I don't know if we have enough time on the show to go into that. That's a whole nother rabbit hole to go down. I want to focus on your acting career. So the voiceover. So you did a little voiceover work. What's that project on Inmate 123 where you played Rudolph? That was just voiceover only?
Yeah, that was just a voiceover on it because the character, they had someone had called down. I had the opportunity to do the voiceover. That was pretty cool. And the movie was about a guy that was arrested and was serving years in prison because he had killed someone and he was missing his daughter. And his daughter is moving to another state. Now he's not going to get a chance to spend time with her daughter anymore. So it was heartbreaking. That was cool.
Wow. It's interesting how, like I say, back in the day, like when I was coming up, you only had film credits, television credits, and maybe commercials. They say conflicts available upon request. But it was only only like film and television. It seems now they got the online and multimedia. They got the voiceover. They have some video categories. Like you could really rack up some credits these days.
No, you're right. There's a lot of options out there.
That's true. It sounds like you started your career off exactly the way somebody would want to do it. It's like you started off, you're doing your voiceovers, you're doing the extra work, then you start doing short films. And I noticed on the Internet Movie Database page of yours, you have a lot of projects in pre-production.
Yeah, man, I've been working, man. It doesn't stop there because now I'm filming this feature film called First Love. I just found out yesterday I got this another feature film called Circle. I just got cast for. I have another movie I got cast for called The Red Maze. What else I have? I have another director called Steve Luke. He does a lot of war movies. He wanted me to audition for his movie. I also auditioned for Ken Kushner that wrote the movie Brawler. I actually auditioned for Michael Pigley. He actually worked with Denzel Washington and Inside Man. I worked with Paul Castro Jr. He's an award-winning director. It keeps going, man. It don't stop there.
Keep it going. You got to keep going. So I guess another measure of success, I guess, for an actor is actually seeing your name on a movie poster. And it seems like that happened to you on The Moth and Brothers.
Oh,
how did that feel?
It feels wonderful, man. When the director for Moth actually posted the poster, my mouth dropped. Like, wow, it's just crazy to have my name on a poster. It's unbelievable. People just have to understand that it's just amazing to see your name on a poster. Like, it still drives me crazy. But the thing that even drives me crazier, when I see the movie poster for Brothers, my face on a movie poster, my mouth dropped. I had to I was in shock at least for 5 or 10 minutes because we have a movie premiere this month, actually, April 30th. A lot of people's coming out, a lot of people showing support because the movie's going to be phenomenal, man. To go there actually and see myself on a movie poster, people to come out to see me, it's a moment that I would never forget for the rest of my life.
People out there been busting their ass for like 5, 10, 15, 20 years. They don't seem to have the credits or the success that you have.
Thank you. Thank you.
In a couple of years. I mean, What is that? What is it about you? Is it your star shining? It's your time? You're next? I mean, what is it? Why are you on the fast train to success? I mean, how are you cutting in line in front of everybody else? I mean, what is it about you? Well, share that with us.
My work ethic.
Yeah.
That's what it is. People sit around and think that people's going to hand them things, but not for me. I'm consistent. When I'm done with one project, I'm on to the next. When I'm on that project, I'm looking for other projects. I'm consistent. I don't stop. And that's why people reach out to me and book me all the time because I don't have to talk about it. My resume, my acting resume, my IMDb page, it speaks for me. So, and not only that, to tell you the truth, I actually spoke to my first Hollywood agent, and these guys, they could have hung up the phone in my face. I told them straight up, I'm like, listen, I know I just started acting a year and a half ago, but I am going to be the next Hollywood star. He laughed, and he was like, no, McGregory, how about this? How about you put all your materials together? I'm not guaranteeing you anything, and you send it in, and we'll decide. And I looked at their roster, the client list, there's a lot of big names. So for him to take the time and actually say that to me, and that's one in a million. He could, like I said, he could have hung up the phone in my face if he wanted to, but he see that, what type of guy I am. Like, you know what, we're going to give this guy a chance. Let's see what he got, and we'll take it from there. How many people got a chance to speak to a Hollywood agent, man? Come on.
All your newer stuff's not even out there. I mean, you have this demo reel on Internet Movie Database, but that's like, I think that you have so much more that you haven't even put out there. I mean, look, your credits are just crazy.
Wait until you see the second reel.
Yeah, it's time for an upgrade for sure. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I mean, 3 years. Let's go 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Never getting a shot in Hollywood. That's my goal. And I will get a shot.
Oh, you're going to get a shot. So where are you physically right now? What state are you in right now?
New York.
And so your goal is to come here to LA and to Hollywood and try it out here? Make it out here?
Of course. Once I get to Hollywood and once they let me in, I'm kicking down the doors. I told myself, if I could see myself on a movie poster, I could definitely see myself in Hollywood.
I don't think you're going to come down here and get a girlfriend and get all involved in her drama and her life. Or you're not going to come down here and start smoking that weed or getting on that crack. Or, I think you're going to come down here and you're going to be laser focused.
Yeah.
You're not going to pay attention what's behind you or what's even beside you.
Yeah.
You're going to laser focus on what's in front of you. You're going to be a forward thinker. You're just going to kick ass and you're going to take names and you're not going to be distracted.
Now we're on the same page. Exactly. That's the goal. Once I get there,
Yeah.
It's work for me. That's who I am. It's just God gave me this opportunity. I'm taking advantage of it. And like I said, I can't wait to win my first award. I can't wait to get, signed with a Hollywood agent. I just can't wait. It's just happening. And people are noticing. People know. People know, man. People know. And I'm sitting there and laughing, man. And like you said, there's a lot of people that have been in this industry and never had a movie credit, never had a movie poster, nothing. So for me to have it like for this amount of time I have, it's incredible.
Yeah, they just want to be legends in their own mind. Seriously, they smoke a little weed or they say, hey, I did this extra bit where, did you see that when that big star was coming through the door? I worked with him. Yeah, what did you do? They go, well, I was the guy that opened the door for him. Okay, so you didn't have any lines. You weren't actually, and they always go, I worked with him. You didn't work. I mean, it's so funny. It's so funny. All those professional extras. I mean, you gotta love them. But they're like,
extras.
did I get some smoke on my face? That's a smoke bump. I think I got some moisture. That's a wet bump. It's like, oh my God.
Oh, professional extras. Oh, that's a new one. Oh man.
Well, they just have all the SAG rules. Well, they better feed us in 10 minutes or there's going to be a bump,
How you said that too about SAG, because I'm going to eventually did at least 2 SAG films already. I'm going to have to eventually join SAG sooner or later because I'm doing a lot of SAG projects.
Right. That was my next question to you. So are you SAG eligible right now?
No, not right now. But once this movie, I'm done with the next movie, then I'm going to have to. I'm going to be eligible.
Well, that's okay. Because if you get in the SAG too quick, it's a curse. Then you can't go back and do non-union work. I was just down at Central Casting the other day. I was talking to this guy and he's just like, yeah, I'm in the union. Yeah, but I still do non-union. Oh, I can go financial core. He was giving me all this mumbo jumbo, We're just like, wow. You're either in or you're out. It's not the hokey pokey.
People acting like the union is bad. It's good.
That's where the real money is.
Exactly.
You can do all this other stuff, non-union. You get your demo reels, you get your experience, but there's a time when you got to move up. Move forward.
You're right. You're absolutely right. People, listen, you know what it is? People just listen to other people, man. And that's why they will never make it in this industry. People want to follow the trending topics, what's going on. I don't do that. I don't follow anybody. Stay in my own lane. And that's why I will always win. I will always win regardless because I'm only one person. You understand? That's dumb, man. But for me, I'm going to continue winning at the end of the day.
So what advice would you have for somebody, no matter where they're at, whether they're in, the United Kingdom, whether they're here in LA or New York, they got the bug. They don't know where to start. They don't know what to do. And they see a guy like you just bam, kicking ass and taking names. What advice do you have for those guys and girls?
My best advice for everybody out there that want to become an actor should ask yourself if this is something that you really want to do. If it is, then you take the steps. You start doing backgrounds, start asking questions. People that have been in the industry longer than you, just follow your heart. If this is something that you really want to do, you'll do everything in your power to make it happen. It's your dreams at the end of the day.
That's right. There's so many hours in a day.
Yeah.
You can't even let one day go by without doing something towards your passion.
Exactly. People want to sit around, think people's going to help them. People's going to, when one of their friends make it, they think your friend's going to help you. No, people's not going to help you, man. That's the problem with people nowadays. They just think everybody that makes it going to help them. If that's the case, then just give up on your dream now because it's not worth it.
Now, are you open to any type of role? Because I don't see you typecast as anything. I know a few guys, it's like, okay, you're all tatted up. Oh, you're going to be playing the thug. You're going to be, you're going to have a gun you're going to have a gun in your hand. You're going to be talking about weed. You can be a boxer. You can play straight. You can play gay. You can play the funny sidekick. You can play the leading man. I mean, you're in a very unique position. Very unique.
No, you're absolutely, and that's crazy how you said that because honestly, that will probably be my next role, playing as a boxer, a police officer. Now I'm getting an opportunity, like I said earlier, getting an opportunity to audition for Stephen Luke that does a lot of war movies. I know for a fact I could play multiple roles, so that's why I don't continue doing the same thing as a husband or a boyfriend. I try to expand what roles can I play. I watch tons of movies after movies. I was like, you know what? I try to imitate them, I try to mimic them, and then I was like, okay, let's audition for this role. That's how I am, man. I just You got to do your homework, man. You can't play a boxer if you don't know how to box. You need to know how to throw punches, how to take the hits. Like, you just don't go in the ring and, box. No, that's not me. I do my research before I do something, before I do anything. That's how I am. I read. I love reading books.
You got the stunt background to back it up. That's true, because you see a fight in a movie, it's really hard to fake a fight to make it look good with the camera depth perception.
Yeah.
Because somebody could be standing a foot away from him. If you move your hand and they move their head on camera, it looks like you just hit them, even though you didn't.
Yeah, no, you're actually right. Yeah, you're right. I'm grateful, like I said, I'm grateful for that stunt that I got from Robin Miller. Everything happens for a reason, man. What's so crazy? Some people want to do anything for their dream. People just do certain things, It's like, to me, it's your dream, man. You're not going to go fall for your dream. Like, it's crazy. I'll do anything for my dream, If I have to go to New Jersey or L.A., Atlanta, just to be in a movie, that's just me. It's those that want it the most that get it.
Right. Well, what about nudity? I saw you did that one love scene, but what if there was that thing where you actually had to be nude on film? Would you do that?
The movie called Valentine, I did it. That was my first actually love scene. That was crazy to, actually make love to a woman in front of 5 or 6, 7 people. And the director was like, you think that's worse? When you get to Hollywood, it's going to be probably 150 people in the room. I was like, oh. So that was just practice, I do a lot of student film because I just want to continue practicing on my craft with student films. And then when it comes to feature film, I know I'll be prepared, People always want to jump into feature film immediately, and then when it's time, they can't even act. And the thing about the camera is the camera will always tell if you're good or not.
Mm-hmm. They don't lie.
The camera don't lie. So you can pretend to be an actor, whatever. The camera won't lie.
Right. So I definitely see you coming to Hollywood. I definitely see you being successful, whether it's, commercials, television, and movies. But do you have any aspirations farther than that, like producing or directing, or do you just want to be the actor?
Everybody keeps asking me that. No, but yes, you're right. Producing will be something in the future. Another question, another interview person asked me, directing will be a part of it too. But I just want to act, right now. I just want to get that Oscar. That's something I'm striving to get. And like I said, I definitely want to win my first award right now, enjoy it, and then go, and then go for the big dog. That's me right now.
Well, that's very smart, because a lot of people, they just try to put everything out there, and they're like the jack of all trades and the master of none. They're like, I'm a singer, I'm a dancer, and they don't focus on one thing, and then all of a sudden their 20s go, the 30s go, the 40s go, and their 50s are like, oh, I blew it. I didn't focus on that one thing first. Sound like you got your head screwed on straight, and you don't have any blinders on, and you're just going for it, man. I was very impressed. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to interview you, and finally, I got you.
God, I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful.
When you talk to people, you don't know, am I going to have to cut them down to 12 and a half minutes and put them on with somebody else? Because sometimes it's like pulling teeth to get something out of somebody. And even if they're a good interviewer, they don't have the credentials to back it up. You got it all.
Grateful. Thank you.
So it's going to be easy for me editing, because 25 minutes is the interview, and then I got a 5-minute buffer, 2.5 minutes on each end. We're right at the 33 mark, and I don't see anything that I have to cut out here. This is going to be a sweet, because it takes 4 to 6 hours to edit one freaking show, and it's like my whole life. I'm just doing it for free. My wife's like, get off the computer already, boy. But you know what? I do it because everybody's story is so compelling, and I'm seeing people get results. People are getting agents. People are getting work. People are reaching out to other people. I'm getting people write me saying, best podcast ever, and I'm constantly in the top 10, and I'm just like,
because it's the truth. People telling you the truth, man. It's telling you their journey, their life story. It's pretty cool. So now they can probably inspire other people that if they want to, act or get a job or whatever they want to do, whatever dream they pursuing. So the podcast is really helping a lot of people out there, and that's why I was like, you know what, I have to be on this show because this guy's doing something really great.
That's right. And then I edit it down so there's no fluff. You don't hear the ums and the ahs and things like that, or honestly, oh my God, or so I edit all that out so it's a nice tight show. So when people listen, there's no fluff. They get the information, and it's great information. You're definitely an asset to this podcast. So thank you so much for being my guest today.
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm grateful. Thank you so much.
So is there anything else you want to say in closing to anything out there? Anything else you want to promote? It sounds like we pretty much did it all, but it's yours. Go ahead and say anything you want to say right now.
to everybody around the world, if you have a dream that you want to chase, I advise you to chase it. You only have one life to live. If it's graduating college, if it's starting a family or trying to get a promotion at the job, pursue that no matter what. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it. They're not you at the end of the day. You are you. Chase your dreams.
McGregory Frederique, thank you so much. It's been an honor.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye. It was a lot of fun.
Definitely, man. Thank you.
What a pleasure to have somebody that's so accomplished in such a short amount of time on my show. McGregory, Frederique. You can Google him. You can go to Amazon and pick up his book called The Spoken Truth. I didn't find him arrogant. I didn't find him cocky. I found him confident and competent. Thank you, Gregory, for being my very special guest star. You are on your way to Hollywood. Look out. Mr. McGregory is on his way. I'd like to thank Joey Jupiter and Loretta Ali, my two women over 50 in entertainment. Those two ladies brought the show back up to number 5. Hopefully we're going to be number 3, then number 2, then eventually number 1, if only for a day. So right after McGregory here, we have two amazing young professionals who have 18 to 20,000 Instagram followers. Why? Well, you're going to have to tune in to find out. One person's name is Ava Westcott, and the other one is actually Isaiah, but he goes by the name of Nadog. You may hear a few beeps because there was just a slight little bit of profanity on his segment. Then we have two actors from the United Kingdom, Jennifer and Ivana. Very interesting. And we're going to close out season 2, the 20th episode, with Lorena Izrailova. I know I just slaughtered that last name. I'm so sorry, Lorena, but I'm saving the best for last. She is amazing. She's beautiful. She's talented, she's in the Screen Actors Guild, and she's a working actress. She is the perfect person to end season 2 on. You don't want to miss Lorena's episode because she is an amazing person to model yourself after if you're looking to get into the acting business. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Actors 2020 podcast. I'm Johnny Keatth, your host, where we promote one actor at a time. If you're an actor and you would love to be promoted, just contact us at actors2020podcast@gmail.com. Now we're going to end this episode like we end every episode with something called The Lesson. Because life is a bitch. Gee, really? Why don't you tell me something I don't already know? Cause everywhere I go, people tell me what to do. Hey, go to church, go to school, you treat me like a fool. Now, I don't need religion, culture, or class. You don't like that fact? Well, you can kiss my ass. Yeah, I'm white and I rap. You got a problem with that? Loosen up. And don't be so uptight, take it easy, E. We got the whole night, yes, I'm psyched. I'm ready to get the show on the road. I don't want to stop, cause I just might explode. I'll tell you what, home slice, I'm twice as nice as any bad boy rapper called Vanilla Ice. My lesson, yeah, it's hip. In case you didn't know what I'm here to inform ya, I'm better than snow. I don't moonwalk or dunk like these Michael J's, but I can hold my own. You hear what I say? Now listen, learn, cause here comes the lesson. Lesson 1. Everybody sit down. JK is gonna take you for a ride uptown. Yo, this is the story of the Hollywood game. Choose your path careful, you're the only one to blame. Now when it comes to pot, crack, tweak, or blow, stick to the rules and just say no. Because you're young, you're eager, you want in the movies. Don't think you'll get there by giving up the booty. Cause they'll use you, abuse you, throw you out like trash. And then you'll discover that you're out of cash. Now your heart, your soul is somewhere on the shelf. And you're walking through the streets now talking to yourself. The lesson. Well, you heard lesson 1, it's time for lesson 2. You have a choice and the choice is up to you. I came to Hollywood to be a rich and famous star, but for now I'm waiting tables and I'm tending someone's bar. Pictures, classes, agents, where the hell does it all end? Every time I turn around, I'm starting over again. I finally got a break with a 5 line and under. My life was starting to roar like lightning and thunder. The phone rings, hello? I'm cast in a pilot. My life spun out of control just like an LA riot. I walked off the set, said to hell with this, oh man. The phone's not even ringing and my life is in the can. The lesson. Yeah, final lesson here, of course it's number 3. Now remember, I'm an actor to be or not to be. When the going got tough, I climbed into the bottle. I'm back on my feet now, revving my throttle on the climb to the top. It's the same old games. Now I'm kicking ass and I'm taking some names. Clawing, scraping, screaming, that was a long, hard crawl. But it was all worth it, I'm a box off the straw. Opportunity was there when I took it with a punch. Not now, baby, but let's do lunch. There's a big piece of pie and you should grab your portion. You can be like me, enjoying fame and fortune. Boom! That's the lesson. Go and learn it. It's the lesson. Go and learn it. It's the lesson. Peace out. Thank you for tuning in to Actors 2020 Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Keatth. Until the next episode. Bye-bye.